Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's talk about my most forward-looking anime in October. If you are interested, please continue to watch this video. Okay, let's start. The very beginning of October, we have Spy Family. The Forger family has returned. This season, besides Lloyd Forger, Yor Forger, and Anya Forger, there will be one more new members joining the Forger family. In last season, we have already had a glimpse of this new character. Very briefly, the story of Spy Family is about a spy with codename Twilight. In order to complete a mission, he needs to build a family, and so he adopted a girl, Anya, as his daughter, and married a skilled assassin, Yor, as his wife. Three people with different missions are living under the same shelter. It is a story about action, spy, and coziness. Also, sometime earlier, I have made a video about the fun facts in Spy Family. If you are interested, you may wish to go and take a look at it. On the other hand, after watching Spy Family, a romp and cozy story, on the same day, we have another big break which finally comes to its darkest series before its ending. We have My Hero Academia Season 6. My personal opinion is that if you haven't watched the manga itself, I would strongly recommend you to leave this anime out of your watching list before it comes to an end in this season, and watch all the episodes in one go. Since this season is a suffocating season, and it would be painful for you to wait for one whole week for another episode with minimal development. However, I believe the ending of this season will be the best episode ever and echoes with its name, My Hero Academia. However, this only applies if Season 6 ends in where I expect. If not, then we will see that scene in Season 7. Though without a fancy style in terms of manga or anime in attracting readers and audience at the beginning, the production of the first and second season captured people's attention on this anime. Mob Psycho 100. This work breaks the stereotypical image of the relationship between a heroic protagonist and his mentor. Unlike the typical heroic manga whose protagonist got a strong and powerful mentor in guiding the protagonist to move forward, the character who served as the protagonist, Kageyama Shigeo, Mobu's mentor in this anime, overthrew this traditional image. Though he was not as powerful as what we usually understand, he, to a certain extent, is still strong in other sense. On the other hand, instead of focusing on the action and fighting scenes, I would strongly recommend you to put your focus on the character growth of Mobu and his mentor, as well as how their relationship develops when the story goes on. If you are looking for shojo and romantic work in this fall, then Bibliophile Princess will be your choice. Bibliophile Princess was animated based on a Japanese light novel series. The story is about Eliana Burstein, a princess who loved books more than people, accepted a deal offered by Crown Prince Christopher, and become his fiancée in name only. After they got engaged, Eliana is satisfied with the status quo, since her free time was protected and allowed her to read books. However, one day, she learned that Crown Prince Christopher becomes very close to another girl, and this makes Eliana notice that she has developed some feelings towards Prince Christopher. This fall looks like a harvest of different anime, so how can sports anime be excluded? In year 2018, the Japanese national team failed to get into the final of the FIFA World Cup. In order to win the World Cup champion in year 2022, the Japanese Football Union decided to run a scheme, Bluelock, a training regimen to select the most egocentric striker among the 300 participants, and the remaining participants will be eliminated, since they believe that the most egocentric striker will lead the Japan to victory. However, may I draw your attention that if you are a lover of traditional epic sports manga and anime, then please do not fake buy this anime, since on the surface, it sounds like an epic football anime, but actually, it is another form of the Korean drama, Squid Game. Yowamushi Paddle Limit Break. This fifth season puts an end on the Year 2 Inter-High competition. Onoda Sakamichi and his rival, Manami Sankaku, finally comes to a battle for the position of the first hill climber. Very briefly, the story begins with Onoda Sakamichi, an otaku, who has joined the bicycle racing club in order to re-establish the enemy club. His talent was then discovered by his senpai and his teammate, Imaizumi Sunsuke. This begins his journey as a cyclist. Also one day, Onoda was saved by Manami when he got faint on the roadside, and thereafter they become friends and rivals to each other. In the early year 2000, Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece served as the three pillars of the weekly Shonen Jump magazine. After it completed its last season in 2012 and its serialization in 2016, after 6 years, we finally got the updates of the last season of Bleach, Sennen Keizen Hen. I'm not sure if you are satisfied with the ending of Bleach. However, this anime makes us feel nostalgic, and it finally marks a completeness for the fan of Bleach. After watching those epic extreme ups and downs anime, and prefer something relaxing, then why don't you watch Play It Cool Guys? It's a comedy about a group of 4 handsome guys who are cool and look unapproachable. But in fact, they are just clumsy and adorable. This anime is about some short stories happen among these guys. The protagonists of heroic manga and anime usually have big and great dreams, such as Monkey D. Luffy in One Piece aims to become the Pirate King. Naruto in Naruto aims to become the Hokage. Itadori Yuji in Jujutsu Kaisen hopes he won't regret the way he lived. Midoriya Izuku in My Hero Academia aims to become the greatest hero. However, these big dreams do not apply on the dream of Denji, the protagonist of Chainsaw Man. In fact, in the story, very quickly, Denji had already made his dream come true. Then what makes readers continue to read this manga? The popularity of Chainsaw Man in Japan can be attributed to the storytelling techniques of its author and artist, Fujimoto Tatsuki, who is well known for his insanity among the manga readers. Yes, you do not hear something wrong. Fujimoto Tatsuki is famous for his insanity, and he brought his insanity into his works and gave an insane experience to its readers. Fujimoto Tatsuki breaks the formula and law of the traditional Japanese manga. Apart from the great storyline, this time the anime of Chainsaw Man was produced by MAPPA, a famous animation studio, in full capacity without other sponsorship. According to the CEO of MAPPA, they intended to mark the new era of MAPPA by producing Chainsaw Man. Based on the studio's determination, let's see how they present Chainsaw Man to the audience. Classic always leaves a deep impression in people's mind. No matter how many numerous new works have been released, readers and audience are still able to remember the first moment when they were touched by a great work. This is the last anime that I would like to share with you all, and it is Ulus Yatsula. This manga was first got animated in 1981. After more than 40 years, we have got a remake version for it. The story is about an alien race who plan to invade the Earth. However, instead of taking over by force, the alien gave humans a chance to fight for themselves in a competition. If humans won, then they would stop the invasion. The human protagonist, Moroboshi Ataru, was selected to join the competition, while on the other side, the alien princess, Lum, joined the competition. Finally, the human side Ataru won the competition, and Princess Lum begins her life on Earth, and this served as the beginning of their love story. Frankly speaking, from my personal perspective, if Ulus Yatsula was a new manga and was placed in today's standard, it would be difficult to satisfy the readers and audience appetite. However, classics is classic. If you have some spare time and wondering what else you would like to watch, then please put Ulus Yatsula under your consideration. In fact, there are still lots of other anime released in October. Just like what I've mentioned earlier, this October is a harvest of Japanese anime. In this video, I just shared with you all those that are on my bucket list. If you want to introduce some great works to me, please feel free to leave a comment and let me know. That's all for my sharing today. If you like my video, please kindly leave a comment and let me know. And if you don't mind, please also like, share, and subscribe my channel. I'll be seeing you next time. Bye.